guys, my name is Bud, and this is my sister Laura.
Hi.
Cool. So I'm going to teach you guys a repeat after me song called Tarzan. This is a repeat after me song.
This is a repeat after me song.
And a do as I do song.
And a do as I do song.
Tarzan,
Tarzan,
swinging on a rubber band.
swinging on a rubber band.
Tarzan,
Tarzan,
crashed into a frying pan.
crashed into a frying pan. Oh,
That's bad.
oh, that's bad.
Now Tarzan has a tan.
Now Tarzan has a tan.
Jane,
Jane,
cruising on a jet plane.
cruising on a jet plane.
Jane,
Jane,
crashed into a traffic lane.
crashed into a traffic lane.
Ooh, that's bad.
Ooh, that's bad.
Now Jane has a pain.
Now Jane has a pain.
Cheetah,
Cheetah,
dancing on a pizza.
dancing on a pizza.
Cheetah,
Cheetah,
burnt his little pizzas.
burnt his little pizzas.
Ooh, that's bad.
Ooh, that's bad.
Now Cheetah has burnt pizzas.
Now Cheetah has burnt pizzas.
Laura,
Laura,
dancing on a pizza.
dancing on a pizza.
Laura,
Laura,
fell in love with Cheetah.
fell in love with Cheetah.
Ooh, that's great.
Ooh, that's great.
Now Cheetah has a mate.
Now Cheetah has a mate.
And Laura has a date.
And Laura has a date.
Hey guys, welcome back to Virtual Camp. My name is Sunburst and I am so excited that all of you could join me today to make our warm fuzzies. But before we get started, I just have a couple of questions to ask you. So, have you ever heard of warm fuzzies or cold pricklies, and what do you think they are? Alright, so our instructions for this activity are you're going to listen to the story and then come back for activities for each age group. Also, after you hear the story, think about what you thought and felt during the story, and how can this relate to your life? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get into the story. Alright, so the Warm Fuzzies story goes, many years ago on a little island lived a bunch of happy people. They loved their friendly little island with its beautiful trees, water, and sand. The islanders had a special tradition of trading warm fuzzies with each other. Warm fuzzies were like little balls of pure love that made everyone feel good all over. People would offer warm fuzzies freely, and if you needed one, all you had to do was ask. Even people you didn't know would reach into their pockets and pull out a warm fuzzy and just give it to you. Every warm fuzzy was like a big hug from a friend, and there were always plenty of warm fuzzies to go around. Everyone felt safe and loved, and they all helped each other to feel safe and loved. But one day, a grouchy, grumbly, mumbly tourist came to visit the island. He didn't understand what everyone was doing, but he was sure he didn't like it. He kept cold pricklies in his pockets, and warm fuzzies just didn't make any sense to him. So he decided that he would tell a lie to the islanders to convince them to stop all that warm fuzzy business. The grouchy tourist told the islanders that their warm fuzzies were the most precious thing in the world. He told them that instead of sharing them, they should be keeping them. What if the world's supply of warm fuzzies ran out? What would they do then? All of a sudden, the islanders began worrying and acting selfishly, keeping their warm fuzzies to themselves. And a funny thing happened. When people stopped sharing their warm fuzzies, people stopped receiving warm fuzzies. Instead of everyone feeling warm and fuzzy inside, they started to feel cold and prickly inside. This made everyone kind of sad. Well, everyone except for the grouchy tourist, that is. Thank goodness something nice happened next. You see, one of the islanders had left for college. She came home to visit and brought her warm fuzzies with her. When she arrived home, she started giving warm fuzzies to everyone she saw. The islanders started to realize what they were missing and that they had made a big mistake. Holding on to their warm fuzzies didn't make them happier at all. It made them miserable. They figured out that giving warm fuzzies away not only made their friends happy, it made them happy too. The good news is that we can all be just like those islanders. We can give warm fuzzies, like cute little pom-poms, but we can also give warm fuzzies that are sparkly little fluffy imaginary balls of happy. You see, when we offer a kind word or help someone to feel better, that's the best kind of warm fuzzy there is. Alright guys, now that you've heard the Warm Fuzzy story, we can go ahead and get started with our activities. This activity is for daisies and brownies. What you will need is a pen, a sheet of paper, some googly eyes, some pom-poms, and a glue stick. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and take your sheet of paper and your pen and write a nice compliment to someone you're staying with. After you've got that written out, you are going to take your glue stick and glue your googly eyes onto your pom-pom. Once you have your googly eyes on your pom-pom, take your whole pom-pom and glue it to your sheet of paper, and then you'll end up with a cute little Warm Fuzzy like this one. This one's for my mom, so it says, "You make every day a great day." And make sure you put your Warm Fuzzy somewhere where the person it's meant for can find it easily. Don't hide it. So since mine is for my mom, I'm going to put it on her pillow so she'll find it before she goes to bed. Alright guys, this activity is for juniors. What you will need is a pen and a sheet of paper, some pom-poms, some googly eyes, and a glue stick. So let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and take your sheet of paper and write a kind note to someone you're staying with on it. Once you've got that done, take your glue stick and glue your googly eyes to your pom-pom, and then take your whole pom-pom and glue it to the sheet of paper. And it should end up looking something like this. Alright, so we're also going to make one for that person to give away. So for that one, you're not going to write anything on the sheet of paper, but then you're going to copy the same steps of gluing the googly eyes to the pom-pom and gluing the whole pom-pom to the sheet of paper. Unfortunately, we ran out of googly eyes at my house, so I just drew a face on this pom-pom, but as you can see, the page is blank so that it can be given out to someone else. So my Warm Fuzzies are for my mom, so I'm going to set them on her pillow so she sees them before bed. But when she finds them, I'm going to make sure I explain that the blank one is for her to write something nice to and then give it to someone else so that it gets passed on. Alright guys, so this activity is for the cadets. What you will need is a bunch of pom-poms, some glass jars. They can be any kind of glass jars you find around your house. Just make sure you have enough for one per person, and also some decorations to decorate the glass jars. So let's get started. As you can see, I've gone ahead and decorated my glass jars with just some simple decorations we had around the house. The G stands for my brother's first name, and the S stands for Sunburst. So go ahead and you're going to want to set your jars in a central location in your house along with your pom-pom basket. And the goal of this is to see how many Warm Fuzzies each person in your family can get. So when someone gives you a Warm Fuzzy feeling or does a kind action towards you, you are going to take a pom-pom and put it in your jar. But you're also going to take a pom-pom and put it in the person that did that action or made you feel that way's jar. And you're going to encourage each of your family members to do this and maybe see how many pom-poms each person can collect in a day. And then add it all up to see how many each person can collect in 1 week. Alright, so this activity is for seniors and ambassadors, and it requires just a little bit of critical thinking, so go ahead and get ready. Your challenge is to find an example of Warm Fuzzies in society or your local community. Think and search outside your home for this. Identify what makes each party feel warm and fuzzy. So a great example of Warm Fuzzies I can think of just off the top of my head are troop leaders. Next, find a cold and prickly example. Try to search or think deeper into what caused the persons to act in that way. How could you or someone else introduce something to change the situation into a warm, fuzzy environment? So for cold pricklies, I'm thinking things like bullies. So go ahead and brainstorm on these ideas and see what you come up with. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed our Warm Fuzzies activities. I know I sure did. And a great thing to keep in mind is that Warm Fuzzies are a great thing to give and receive year-round, no matter what. So continue to give these Warm Fuzzies to everybody you meet, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!
Hi everybody, it's Rocky here for another STEAM activity. And our STEAM activity today is going to be building a cardboard canoe. And here's what you're going to need. Cardboard, a ruler, pencil, scissors, tape or a hot glue gun. First thing you want to do before building your canoe is you want to know what size canoe you want. Do you want to build one that's big enough for you to sit in, or do you want to have one small enough to have Lego people in? Now, if you build a life-size canoe, you're going to need a life jacket if you're going to use it. But no matter what size you're building, you're going to need adult supervision. Now, I am going to be building a canoe to fit my Lego people. However, only Batman shall be in the canoe. Let's do this. Alright, let's do this! Now that you've cut out the pieces of your canoe, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to put them together. If you built a small canoe, you're going to need tape or a hot glue gun. And if you built a life-size one, you're going to need something stronger like duct tape or liquid nails. Now, we're going to build it. The canoe is watertight. That way water does not get in and it sinks. Cardboard has this little part on the inside of it where if water gets in there, it'll soak it up and it becomes heavier. When it becomes heavier, it'll sink. So always make sure, no matter what size canoe you're making, make sure there's no way any water can get into the cardboard or into the boat. More ladybug here. Alright, now that we have our canoe built, we're going to test it in the water. And Batman is ready. And as you can see, not only does he have a paddle, but he has a life jacket on. So, first thing, canoe. Batman, who keeps falling. Hey! Thank you for being with us for our cardboard canoe adventure. Have fun. Wear a life jacket.
At Camp Holloway this summer, and today me and Peas will be doing a lesson on how to swim on land. Hey guys, for the swim lesson today, all you will need will be a towel and somewhere flat to lay down on. We're going to start off by floating.
Yeah.
You will start on your back, and the key to floating is making sure your head is back, your arms and legs are apart, and you take a nice deep breath and fill up your lungs. You're going to want to push your belly up towards the surface. This just makes sure that we float. The key thing to remember is not to struggle, because if you start to struggle, you are going to sink. But if you remain relaxed and calm, you will be just fine.
Yeah.
Once you guys have mastered floating on your back, the next thing to do is backstroke. With backstroke, all you're going to do is you're going to add some flutter kick. Flutter kick is this up and down scissor kick, nice and small with your feet pointed. And then you're going to add in your arms. You're going to do one arm down and one arm up. And you're going to pull like this. It's a lot better when you're in the water, but you know. And there you have it. You put it together and now you're swimming.
Yeah.
Here's a proper arm technique for backstroke. Next, we will be doing breaststroke. Some of you guys might note this as frog swim because your legs look like a frog.
Go.
This is how you do the breaststroke kick. The easy way to remember it is up, out, and around. So you're gonna bring your feet up, keeping your feet flat, and you're gonna go out and around. And when you go around, you're gonna keep your toes pointed. So it's up, out, and around. Up, out, and around. Up, out, and around.
Hi everyone, I'm Peeves and I'll be an aquatics counselor at Camp Holloway this summer. Swim has already taught you the breaststroke and the backstroke, and today I will be teaching you the butterfly and freestyle. So first we'll be learning freestyle. For the freestyle arm pull, you're going to have your hands make little cups, and you're going to place them out in front of your shoulder and pull back one at a time. And you're going to use the flutter kick that Swim taught you in the backstroke. So you're kicking and swimming. And this is freestyle. And this is the freestyle arm pull when you're not pressed against the ground. So you're reaching up, right above your shoulders, and pulling down, and reaching up with your cup hand. The next stroke we're going to learn is butterfly, which butterfly pull, as you might have guessed, looks like a butterfly. So you're going to put your hands up at the top together, and you're going to bring them down and sweep back up, and bring them down and sweep back up, down and up, down and up. Next we're going to learn butterfly kick. It's kind of hard to show that laying on the ground, so we're going to do it standing up. So you're going to put your feet together like a mermaid. This is also referred to as dolphin kick. And you're going to kick and kick from your waist down. And you're going to look like a worm, but that's okay. And this is what butterfly looks like when you put them together. So you're going to reach up, pull down, and kick. Down, kick, up, down, kick, up, down, kick, up. So those are the 4 basic strokes of swimming: butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. I hope you've had fun at virtual camp today, and I can't wait to see you at camp this summer.
Hey everyone, this is Green Bean, and today we're going to be making chore popsicles. So the things that you're going to need to make this are a pitcher, some small cups like this, either paper or plastic, some popsicle sticks, water, some measuring cups, and your choice of Kool-Aid and Jell-O flavor. First, you're going to take your popsicle sticks and write some chores that you can do on there. Like this one says take out the trash, this one says wash the dishes, this one says dust, I have fold some clothes, make my bed, sweep and vacuum. So just things like that that you can help with around the house. Now we're going to start mixing everything together. So I'm going to dump my entire packet of Jell-O into my pitcher. And then my entire packet of Kool-Aid also. I'm going to mix in 2 cups of boiling water. Make sure you have parent supervision and permission for this step. And now we're going to stir. Almost forgot, you're also going to add in 3/4 cup of white sugar, just so it will be sweet and not sour, like real popsicles. Alright, once your Kool-Aid, Jell-O, and hot water are all mixed together really good, you're going to take 2 cups of cold water now and add that to your mixture as well. And then once again, we're going to stir. Alright, now we're going to pour our Kool-Aid Jell-O mixture into our little cups. I'm going to fill mine about halfway, but you can fill yours as far or as little as you want. You'll do that for as many cups as you can fill with the amount of mixture that we have. Alright, as you can see, my batch made a decent amount of popsicles, and I went ahead and put mine in this pan so that it'll be easier to move into my freezer later. I'm going to go ahead and put aluminum foil over the top of mine. You can use aluminum foil or saran wrap or anything you think will work just to hold your popsicle sticks in place until your popsicles can freeze and hold them themselves. My aluminum foil is in place and I made sure to put my popsicle sticks in, and you'll see that I made sure to put them in so that the chore end is for the handle and not in our popsicle stick, or not in our popsicle, so that we don't eat the ink and also we can easily read it afterwards. I just popped my pan of popsicles into my freezer, and they should stay there for at least 4 to 6 hours, just so they can solidify completely. And when you get them out, they're going to be stuck in the cup, but if you run them under hot water or warm water for just a few seconds, they will pop out really easily. I made this batch yesterday just to show you guys how it works, and this is my strawberry kiwi flavor. So they're really good and they're really easy, and I hope that this helps you get some chores done. Bye guys!
Hey guys, Swim here, and today I will be doing an ombre painting. Hope you guys enjoy. I will be using the colors black, blue, purple, pink, and white. Once you have laid down your paints like so on your paper or canvas, you will then take your brush and you will blend the colors together, making sure you wash off the brush in between each stroke. Once you have your ombre where you are happy with it, you are going to let it dry. An optional step you can take is using gold or white paint to splatter little stars on your painting. You will want to pull your brush back and release it like that, and it will leave nice little golden flecks all over your painting. I'm going to sketch out some trees using a pencil. Now that I have my trees drawn out in pencil, I'm going to go over it with Sharpie. Alright guys, so I finished filling it in and this is what it looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft. Bye!
Hey guys, this is Bug Bite. A few weeks ago, Fish taught you all about fingerprints and the patterns and how to tell which pattern you have. Today, we're going to be lifting fingerprints from around the house and trying to match them to the fingerprints that you took a couple weeks ago. Next, we're going to find a surface that will pick up fingerprints easily, such as the window behind me or something metal. With the parent or guardian's supervision and permission, you can put a fingerprint on the window, glass, or metal so we can learn how to lift our fingerprints. To do this activity, you'll need a piece of white paper or a piece of black paper, depending on which medium you use. I have cornstarch, cocoa powder, and pencil lead. The cornstarch will show up best on the black paper, and the cocoa powder and the pencil lead will show up best on the white paper. And you'll also need tape and a small brush. Now it's time to lift your fingerprint. I'm taking a little bit of cornstarch on my brush, and I found the best way to do it is to just blow the cornstarch off the brush onto your fingerprint. Make sure you clean up any mess you make. It might take more than you think it does, so just make sure you can see the fingerprint before you try and lift. So you take your piece of tape and you put it over your fingerprint and you rub, make sure not to lose your piece of tape, and you pick up the fingerprint. So now we have the fingerprint on our piece of tape. It might be hard to see now, but we're gonna go put it on the paper so we can see the fingerprint better. Try it out with your family and see how many fingerprints you can identify. Bye! Now it's time to stick the fingerprint down and identify. I'm using the black piece of paper since I used cornstarch. So I'm going to use my fingerprints to identify which finger left this print. This print looks pretty big, so I'm going to guess that it was one of my thumbs that made it. The cool part about my thumbs is that my right thumb has the loop pattern, and then my left thumb has an arch pattern. So if we go back and look at this fingerprint, you can see that it is actually a loop pattern. So we know that it was my right thumb that left the print.
Hi everyone, my name is Flip Flop. I'm a camp director at Camp Holloway, and I just want to say thank you for joining us for virtual camp. I know this has been a rough week. I know it was probably really hard to hear that we weren't going to have camp the way we normally have camp this summer. I understand. I feel the same way. But we want to end our current virtual camp offerings today by singing Linger, because it's important that you know that this is not goodbye, that we'll see each other soon, and that camp is a feeling, not a place. I want to linger a little longer, a little longer here with you. It's such a perfect night, it doesn't seem quite right, that this should be my last with you. And as the years go by, I'll think of you inside. This is goodnight and not goodbye. I want to linger a little longer, a little longer here with you. I want to linger a little longer, a little longer here with you. It's such a perfect night, it doesn't seem quite right, that it should be my last with you. And as the years go by, I'll think of you inside. This is goodnight and not goodbye.